Well, hello there folks, welcome back to my channel. Hope all you are still truly well and blessed by our Lord and Savior. Just look at that sunny blue sky, better clouds, summer's day here in South Africa. So yeah, what are we doing today? Nah, you saw the intro. We're not doing anything with the Land Rover. We are reassembling the bikes, but the blue bike's already reassembled. So yeah, we quickly reassembled that Flash bike. And yeah, to say sorry for the video being so late this week, watch till the end. There's a big surprise at the end. All right, let's stop yapping and let's get going. Right, before we get started, quick shout out to all the members. Thank you guys a lot. They are the sponsors of this channel. Yeah, so yeah, thank you all very, very much. And yeah, if you're not a member, come join. All right, let's get to the video. Okay, folks. So yeah, it's time to start reassembling this beast. And yeah, we still got 10,000 little problems that need to be sorted. I won't show you everything because I don't think I should waste your time with all of that. We will sort this boost cage out, put a decent vacuum line, connect it correctly, put the ram air on the side. These foot pegs got spacers in them. Take the spacers out, put the correct bolts in, same with the back ones. Then there's this little hole over here. Yeah, we're gonna have to cover that up because that buggered up the computer box the previous time. Not a lot of wiring issues. So yeah, let me start with that. Oh yeah, and that wonky arm that holds the rear brake. Gonna have to make another plan with that. So we'll sort that. We'll sort the footrests and the vacuum lines. I think we'll do that. I'll do that and I'll show you, and yeah, then we can start moving on to more serious problems like the chipping of the frame, how we're gonna fill that in, and the fairings, problems with the fairings. So let me do that, and yeah, we'll speak just now. Okay folks, let me quickly show you what a couple of hours of work looks like. Lots of spares. Took all the spacers out on the footrests front and rear, fixed this footrest, connected the water bottle, all the vacuum lines or boost lines, depends on how you see it, nice and tucked into place, teeth, goes everywhere. Even put this one is not connected, but it looks weird when the lines just open like that. So I even put a nice piece of silicone hose. There you can see it's open, so it vents to air. If you put the boost solenoid, then you use that. But yeah, everything is nice and cable tied, right and tight in its place. So ready for me to lower the tank. Oh yeah, on this side also, front and rear. Still need to take that thing out there. I've got a nice, one of my old bikes, custom brackets that we're gonna install there instead of that two-piece, don't know what you will call that, but yeah, we'll do that. And then for here in the rear, got a piece of perspex. There's no easy way to fill up a hole like that because the rear tire will keep on eating away at it. As you can already see, it's eaten away a hefty bit. So yeah, what I'll do is remove that. You'll see I've cut off these little tabs, so this piece will go flush with that. Essentially it'll sit a bit higher at the back so the tire won't make contact with this, and then we'll just seal it up. So that ECU will be on top of this now and won't see any water, rocks or little children from that back tire. So yeah, I'll show you everything at the bottom now. Regulators and everything is there. I'm gonna lower the tank now. Yeah, do that rear, do that brake arm. Oh yeah, and well, I said I fitted all the vacuum lines. Okay, let me go on. Well, folks, so from whatever this monstrosity was, hideous, ugly thing, to just look at that, a billet aluminum shaft, wider here by the wheel so it clears beautifully. All right, let's go on. Yeah, so I can't remember what I was busy with last. I think I was busy with that. I don't know if I showed you, but let's start over here. Check, I've got the piece of perspex in. There's a little gap there, but I'll fill it up. It's yellow, unfortunately, but you're not gonna see it. It's just when you lift up the seat, or if you go underneath, then you will see it. But otherwise, it's pretty invisible. I don't know if I showed you that billet extent for the brake. I machined this a bit so it can recess better. And then let's head to the front. So you cannot make this stuff up. There was most these wings on it. Yeah, always with wings. So I took that off. At least I got the correct plastic because it didn't have one, so it's got one now. So if you check here, these are the wires they used from the DIMMs to make that boost gauge light come on. So if you go to brights, the boost gauge goes off. And all they needed to do was, this is the factory little park light, only the first 99, 2000, I think 2001 had a little park light there. So you can just use that. You don't have to bridge the DIMMs wires. But yeah, we'll remove that, put a plug on for that and connect it. Yeah, then we can start putting the stop fairing back on, and yeah, hopefully in a little while there'll be some more stuff on this bike. Yeah, slowly but surely getting there. She'll be pretty when we're done. But yeah, I sorted out all of those wires on that side also, and yeah, all the loose wires that was everywhere, well, not loose but open and ugly, and everything is now nice and in its place and beautiful, even lovely. Okay, let me figure something out with that top fairing. Okay, so quickly, one thing I want to show you that I do different than, I don't know, then you should do it from Suzuki. Because once I've installed the top fairing and I'm happy with the way it sits and all the lights and stuff is working the way it should, well, that cover here at the bottom, it's loose at the moment, and I have unplugged everything else again. So then I take off the top fairing, if I can get it off. As you can see, the pluggy of mine is plugged in. Just plug it out. So yeah, I take off the top fairing. And then, in a second, discover. Rather than installing it with that little grommets, which always come out, I use 5mm buttonhead stainless steels with lock nuts and little washers to install the whole setup. So yeah, if you've got a problem with your lights, then you have to take off the top fairing. You can't just take off this cover, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it's better. Okay, I'm struggling. It's better this way. Because then it's more solid. The air coming in from here won't be disrupted, because this thing will be solid. It won't come loose or anything like that. So it'll do its job the way it's supposed to do. That little push and grommets, yeah, they don't do it justice. They don't hold on as good as they should. All right, as you can see, I'm struggling, so I'm quickly gonna do it and then I'll show you. All right, okay, there it is. Check here by my finger, and there and there and there. It's best to start with these middle ones, only because it's difficult to get in there, and then do the sides. But as I told you, it makes this top fairing a million times stronger. You check there. And as I say, the only thing you can't do then is you can't take this off to change the headlight globe or anything, but it's the same work to just take the top fairing off. As I say, this is better, stronger, more aerodynamic and everything. And those little speed clips, yeah, they just fall out and you lose this, or it's fluttering, and if it's fluttering, it's not working. Okay, so let me put it back together again. Aha, you see, back together again. Now I can show you everything is working. Check boost gauge, lights, everything, dims, brights, in all of its goodness. Oh yeah, check the boost gauge. If I go dims, brights, where's the brights? Why doesn't the light come on there? All right, but you see it's working. Lovely. I don't know if the working. Oh yeah, working. Okay, this one is not working. All right, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, so it's a new day today. So we need to get done. It's a day just before Christmas now. And we want to drive this bike the weekend, see what it does. So we need to put the tailpiece back on, the two side fairings, the front mudguard and the hump. Then we are pretty much done with that stuff, but there's still lots of issues over there. We need rubbers. There's none. And that tail light, we need to make a plan. Just get this out and I'll quickly show you. Don't know what we're gonna do over here. So what happened was, okay, let's just put it upside down. You can see, you see. So the points are broken off on both sides. It's just the one on top still holding on. And they Q-bonded it, but it won't last. Oh no. No, all right, I see. They don't know why. Took the bracket is missing brackets. All right, let me quickly see. I thought the brackets were broken off, but here where my thumb is where it's supposed to be tied in, and those brackets are broken off. So let's see, maybe I've got still a taillight bracket we can put in here and fit this taillight correctly and then reinstall it. Okay, so it's definitely this guy's lucky day, as you can see. I don't know why they cut the brackets off. Yeah, these things are like chicken teeth, and then they do stuff like that. Yeah, so I've got the correct bracket. That is also correct one, only the sides are cut off. So we'll install the light in there, then at least the tailpiece will be done. Yeah. Okay folks, so the tailpiece is on, sort of, not completely, but yeah, this is now, you see these bolts are in and these ones are in. Unfortunately it didn't have that little piece, and that's also something you never get. If it's gone, it's gone. But yeah, now we need to get to these bolts, and those ones I've got a plan, but it's starting to look like a bike again. So here's the problem. These are the, in base terms, the crap that came out of the aluminum bolts. You tighten them once, when you try and loosen them, they break off or they strip. They just like complete and utter garbage. I don't know why, where, or who will use stuff like that. Yeah, scrap. I won't use that on anything in life. So yeah, what are we gonna do about it? Well, let's just put all of that back in there. We maybe need something, not one of those bolts, definitely. I do have something. Ooh, blue busa. Blue, black, gold, red. Let's take the red one off. Oh no, oh no. Okay, hold on. So I've got these, and I'm probably going to use the red ones and the gold ones. So it's just like little washers on the floor. So I use these, and let's just get them out. They go with these 5mm Allen key cap screws. So those go in there. So I use this whole setup because the Busa uses 5mm bolts to hold the fairing on, and yeah, I'm not going to use that aluminium crap stuff I took out of it. So yeah, and then I also got for each bolt nice little stainless washer, and yeah, I even got if you don't want to tighten it too much, you see I've got these ones and just the straight ones. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, just me showing you, and yeah, let's go and do that. Okay, sorry for the fan noise. It's definitely summer. Yo, very hot. Okay, so now you might say, yeah, I said I've got the 5mm and the watts and the watts, but like these ones are 6mm. You see I already put the little stepper in so you don't crush the rubber. Well, I also have 6mm stainless steel ones, and you can comment down below what you think. I think if I put the red ones here, won't look bad, but I actually think the gold ones will look the best. I'll quickly show you. There's a golden one. It's not tightened, so. And then a red one. Yeah, you can comment down below which one looks best. I don't know anymore, but I think I'm going to use the gold ones. We'll just see. Yeah, well, will you look at that? It's almost a bike again. 2 side panels and we're done. Who would have guessed? Alright, so I went with the gold ones. Installed the front mudguard, also put gold ones in. I think they look good. Probably here on the top fairing I would use the red ones, and then for the seat I use the black ones. So yeah, you can mix and match them. I've got loads, like 500 of each. Okay, so let's get to the next headache, those side panels. Yeah, so in all fairness, it doesn't look too bad. I'm not a fan of the wings, but I can take them off because they self-tap them into the fairing, and yeah, there's gonna be holes, so we'll leave them just where they are. And then you check here where the boost pipe is. Yo, these guys, they cut this fairing like horribly. But yeah, at least boost pipe. The air filter hole is also like 7 sizes too big, but this is now a different air filter I put on, so yeah, you can run a bigger one to fill up those gaps, but overall, yeah, it looks a million times better. So yeah, let me put the other side panel on, give it a nice clean, and we can pull it out in the sun and inspect it from loads of angles. Well, will you look at that? The side's also on. And the exhaust and everything worked out beautifully. So yeah, just need to install these panels around the cluster. And then I think we are done. Well, I need to clean it and do the touch-up work, but let's say done. Wonder if we can make a donut with this bike. Yeah. Alright, let's put that in and decide about that donut. Okay, I quickly wanted to show you guys and girls and everyone. I did tell you I was gonna fill up all these little dinghies. So got a little bit of 2K black. Already mixed it. You just need a bit of it, like a drop. Even that's too much. Don't know if you can see in there. Just put it down. And then you don't need a paintbrush. You just use a, well, this is a small flat point screwdriver that I've got. Well, there's so many chips on this thing, but let's see if I can show you. So the reason I use the screwdriver is it's better than a paintbrush. You can you can just fill in the little holes that there are without having too much paint and no brush strokes and nothing. Yeah, I know I'm wiggling so much. I am not even sure if you can see what I'm doing. Oh my soul. I don't even know if this is the correct black, because this suddenly seems to be like more of a matte black than a gloss black. Oh well. I tried. So yeah, you can just fill in the little holes, and when it dries you won't see it, or maybe this you will see too good. So yeah, you guys, girls, everyone watching, sorry this video is a bit late. Normally I post on Fridays, but I'll make up for it. It's Friday today, so I'm actually working on Christmas Day because I didn't get done and but as I say, I'll make up for it. I'll quickly make a donut for you guys, and then in the next video we will be taking this one and the blue one out to the road, and not doing a top end run, but just doing a 0 to 300 runs with them. So yeah, I'll quickly, what's going on back there? Quickly fill up all these little holies, and probably the next thing you will see will be me out in the street making a donut. And then I just want to thank everyone while I still have you here for the year, all the people that were watching and commenting and liking, and all the members and everyone. I would like to thank all of you for supporting the channel. It really helps a lot, and thanks for the year we had. It was, well, I'm pretty sure every year will be my best year, but it was definitely my best year thus far. And yeah, hopefully we'll just be going up from there. Maybe someday I can also have 1 million or a couple of million subscribers, making stuff you guys like to see. And yeah, there's a couple of things in the pipeline coming up next. There's another turbo Busa we will be building, then also another Busa. There's a R1 versus R1 coming up. There's stuff on the blue bike coming up. The blue bike, as it gets a bit colder, February to March, we will be doing more runs with the blue bike, getting it ready for the top ends in August, hopefully. Yeah, so lots of things coming up, but as I say, I just wanted to thank you all, everyone that sits and watches me cackling. And yeah, if you've been watching till now, let's say comment down below, Flash is done. Yeah, I think Flash is done. Should be fine. Then I know at least you've been watching the whole time, even while I was rambling on here. But yeah, and this paint is your, even if I put it on a little bit too hard, I scratch off some of it. So the correct way to do it's not what I'm doing over here. Correct way is strip it down and have it powder coated. Because this bike's frame was silver originally, and they did nothing, they just painted over that clean aluminum, which is almost anodized or something. So yeah, this black they've got on here doesn't stick. You scratch it off with your nails, will take it off. So yeah, you guys, girls, thanks for watching. I'm gonna end, or I'm gonna stop talking here, by thanking you and everything, and may the Lord bless all of you. And as I say, the next thing you'll see will be me making some donuts with this thing, and then maybe just clean it up, but I'll show you in the next video the clean setup. All right, so stick around for the donut.